If it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Chicago Bears and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it's coming up next.
On the banks of the St. Johns River, there's a good look inside Everbank Stadium here in downtown Jacksonville. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
The punter Logan Cook set to start the proceedings, and we are underway here in Jacksonville. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, the latest in a long line of NFL QBs from USC.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That burst good for 20 and a first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Once again, it's Mitchell shedding through the defense. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. Throw left side, taken in by Renfro. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. They convert on third with a gain of 22. So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
Here's Williams. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
Back to the ground here, Mitchell. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. Eighth play of this opening drive coming up. This is third down. To throw, it's Williams. checks this one down. It's Mitchell. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big conversion there on third down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
Throwing is Williams. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Brought to the ground by the linebacker, Foye Oluokun. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. To the air, Williams. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lewis. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now.
Well, safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a 3rd down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it.
Williams loses the football, and the Jags grab it. And he's into the clear. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
Now the try here for the point after. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take it the rest of the way to the opposite end zone. That's a 2-score swing that you just gave up.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That was another good run, and he's having an excellent day. And right now, I don't think his team could have any more confidence in handing him the football.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears 1st down. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
Renfro bringing it in over the middle. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Two yards is the pickup, and it'll be a Chicago 1st down.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up 1st downs.
First down, here's Mitchell.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Andre Cisco there on the stop.
The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
Right back to Mitchell on second down.
Room here to run. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
I don't care what the game plan was coming in. After these runs,
you're running it, right?
you make sure you keep circling on your play sheet, running plays that are working, and keep patting those big offensive linemen on the back. They're doing a great job.
Goes without saying the defense is going to have to adjust to it.
In a big way, and they've got to figure out, do they have to sell out to stop the run, or can they just do it better than what they've done so far?
And the Bears are going to have a first and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. That's complete right side to Kmet.
And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up second and goal.
Once more with Mitchell.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal.
They'll look to throw for it with Williams.
This is caught. Touchdown. Gerald Everett from 6 yards away.
And the Bears are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and the end result is a Bears touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
So here's the first drive now for the Jags.
They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And you want to talk about enormous expectations being placed on a quarterback. How about what Trevor Lawrence faced coming out of college? But the good thing for him, he's used to it. He had the same type of expectations leaving high school and going to Clemson. They always expect him to be a franchise savior whatever team he joins. And to his credit, he shouldered those expectations and is doing everything in his power to follow through.
And that one too wide and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Lawrence running right on the option.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The keeper there turning into a big play of 23 yards, and it moves the sticks. Clock runs, less than a minute to go, and an entertaining first quarter of play. First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's Lawrence to throw. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 25-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. These two teams all tied after one. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Evan Ingram. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Jaguars have taken the lead.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
A try here for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Bears offense and running back Keaton Mitchell getting set for this next possession. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. Another run with Mitchell.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. The Bears on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. And that is incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Taking it about the 16. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here's 2nd and 7. ETN up the middle. And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. 2nd straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
In motion right is Davis. Lawrence.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
It's Gervon Dexter who got in to drop him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Bears take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go ahead and have all of his points. Let's hold down everyone else, and that's the way you win the game. And right now, he needs everyone else to start scoring, quote-unquote, as he's been.
Yeah, and he's hoping to keep it close so maybe they can keep it on the ground, not start to go through the air as much.
2nd down and 3. They run over center with Mitchell.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. On the counter, Mitchell down at the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
From the 35, here's a 2nd and 7. To throw, Williams.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down.
Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the 1st.
We've seen the pressure get to him several times in this game. There, though, we see him escape it.
And we've seen this rookie video before as well. That type of pressure, oftentimes, what do you resort to? Your legs, try and escape. What you hope is that this doesn't become habit for him, that he learns how to handle the pressure, still keep his eyes downfield, and make some throws.
Open man is Komet, the tight end. Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Second and 10. Looking to throw is Williams.
To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
Santos' kick is up and through, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Jaguars offense ready to set up shop here again. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Lawrence now off the bootleg.
A short throw to Ingram. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
They got a completion there. That's clearly an example of one side happy, the other side not very happy. Defense, very, hey, take 1 or 2 yards. We're good with that. Offense, you got to expect to get more on the passing play.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
A give running right, ETN. He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down. This a 2nd and 8. Now Lawrence to throw.
This one complete to Christian Kirk. Able to slither by. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 34.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape, because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
They'll send Kirk in motion right. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
A give to ETN running right.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Here's Lawrence. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Kyler Gordon picks it off. And the Bears are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And, Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual because ordinarily when you set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation. And you're right, you can't fault him. He's done a great job for his team thus far.
I'm guessing he's saying, feed me on the sidelines. Now will they continue to do it?
Second down and a yard. Off the bootleg, it's Williams. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Hunter Renfrow is the man he was looking for.
And it's 3rd and short. Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. Here's Williams from the gun on 3rd down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Bears' first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half.
To the air once more, Williams.
Eluding the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
From the gun, here's Williams.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On first down, he'll drop to throw.
He'll get that one to Carter, complete.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Back to throw. Williams.
He'll dump that one off to Mitchell.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Operating from the gun, Williams. Able to shake him off. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll look to throw here on first down.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over, then they get a chance to continue their drive.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
That's complete. Romadunze.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 18. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will do it for this first half. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
In the first half, we saw a strong outing from Trevor Lawrence. He was on point, throwing a touchdown pass to help his guys take the lead into the break.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively, just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
Now a 2nd and 10. Lawrence, now this is ETN on the draw.
And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Being strong up the middle is imperative. I don't care what your sport, but in football, when you've got a D tackle who can contribute not only to occupying bodies, but also making plays on the ball carrier, that's when you have the cornerstone of a solid run defense.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
Oh, the return is Scott.
And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Bears offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Carter. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. On the handoff, Mitchell.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
3rd and 3.
Looking to throw. Williams. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the 1st down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line.
Now ETN to start the drive.
And some strong running. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to punt the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
And they'll send the tight end in motion.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN.
And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Lawrence will throw.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. DeMarcus Walker in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
He's known for his legs and his fancy footwork, but he's not getting much of a chance to use it here. The defense continued to hold the upper hand by bringing him down on that play.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Straight ahead, ETN.
And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole, 3rd and long.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
Gervon Dexter picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10.
The Chicago offense set to get started.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 8. Right back to Mitchell here.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, that last run for a first down, it really should be the last straw for the defense. I don't care how many they've had in the box. They need to add more people.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here's Williams.
That one caught by Carter. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 33 yards that time.
Oh, I think we all understand his disappointment. Didn't quite get to the end zone, and you know it's just got to be tough to see a yard line underneath you after a play like that. Still, all in all, a huge play, and now they're set up 1st and goal at the 1.
Mitchell. No signal, and now they say he did not get in. He is stonewalled at the 1.
No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
Touchdown, Bears! Gerald Everett, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Bears have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2.
They'll try to run with Swift.
And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Jacksonville set to go again offensively. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Every team in the league always wants explosive plays, breakout plays, and even more so when it's your horse who's had a tough time during the game.
Yeah, not that great in the 1st half. Maybe he can recalibrate here in the 3rd and then carry that over to the 4th.
I like that. Recalibrate. Strong.
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory.
It was T.J. Edwards who brought him down. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down at 7. Now Lawrence.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Even the most elusive quarterbacks have those tough days where they can't avoid sacks, and this is one of them. 3rd time he's gone down. He might develop some happy feet now, want to escape the pocket and try and gain more yardage with his legs.
So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front and getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return.
The visitors' offense and Caleb Williams set to go to work once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
From the gun, a give to Mitchell.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Third down and 6. Throwing is Williams.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. And they get 10 yards there and convert on third. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
A shotgun handoff to Mitchell.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. We have played 3 quarters.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now in Jacksonville. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down.
Sheds him off at the 45. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
138 yards rushing now on 23 carries so far.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
To the air, Williams. Looks for the out route, and it's complete to Komet.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. A give here to Mitchell.
And a broken tackle could not free him. Taken down right at the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
To throw, it's Williams.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to a sack back at the 16-yard line.
Trayvon Walker
just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
The Bears on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
That's complete right side to Komet.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to make it 4th down. First down would have been nice, but now you get to kick the field goal, still go up 2 scores.
They tried to get it, though, didn't they? Threw the pass, got the completion just short of the first down. But you're exactly right. Run the field goal unit out there. Kick it. Put it through the post. Go up 2 scores.
So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Now Lawrence. That's complete. It's Brian Thomas.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Lawrence.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a 1st down.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game, and that continued with that 1st down run.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Now Lawrence to throw.
Going up top. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Travis Etienne.
55 yards.
And the Jaguars have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
So that's a really big play here in the 4th quarter. And don't look now. They're right back in this game.
Did it feel to you, as it did to me, that maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense? Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play.
And now that lead is down to just 1 score. Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. 5 plays there on that drive.
And it was Travis Etienne on the touchdown reception capping the drive. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
155 yards rushing for him now on 25 carries.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
Here's Mitchell.
And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Here is 3rd and 5. Looking to throw is Williams. Throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's Lawrence. He'll find Etienne out of the backfield.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Another toe for Etienne. And he'll get about 3 here up to the 44-yard line.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Logan Cook now, as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
The Chicago offense set to get started. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll start with a run by Mitchell.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Decent start defensively to this series. They've got to stop them here and get this ball back.
I like the way you phrase that, partner. Decent start, but now it's got to be more about the ball. It's all about the ball, getting it away from them, because making good tackles is one thing, but the clock will run out on you. You've got to have the football back for your offense.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Working out of the gun, Williams.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he is going to have the Bears first. And that should be the capper.
And they take a knee.
Now it's Mitchell.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It's taken to the 26.
And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we sign off from Jacksonville.